Today, we're taking your dreams and we're turning them into a beautiful digital vision board using Canva. But not just Canva, Canva's AI tool called Magic Media. I'm going to show you how to go from that to this. Welcome to AI Serenity Toolkit. Today we're going to go into canva.com and we're going to build a vision board there digitally. So there's a search bar right up at the very top and you'll be able to search for anything that you want. We're going to search for a vision board because that's what we want to do today. We want to look for a template. I'm going to make that a little bigger so you can see it. And hit the arrow. And right away you'll see a bunch of different types of vision boards show up at the bottom. Now we're going to go to category because we can choose specific types of templates that we want, and you'll see a variety of options. Then we can go to style and narrow that down further to the exact type or style of vision board that we want. So there's various options. There's collage, there's aesthetic, there's minimalist, if you could scroll down, there's a ton of different options. So just check it out and see what works for you. I'm going to pick minimalist because I like a very clean vision board with a lot of background space. This one looks good to me, so I'm going to pick that one. So here you'll get a close-up view and you can select customize this template. All right, now we're in the workspace area where we can change this however we want. So I'm going to start with picking a center frame because I really want to start with the focus of my vision board, which is my focus word of the year, agency, and that director's chair image. So we're going to go into this and we're going to go to the AI tool, which if you scroll down on the left, it's called Magic Media. Click on that, and now you'll have a prop box, similar to what we use with Gemini, but this is built right into Canva. So here I'm going to type in what image I want AI to generate for me. And in this case, I'm going to start with that director's chair image. But I don't just want it to be a director's chair image. I want it to have my name on it so it's personalized. And I also want to evoke an emotion with these images. It's fine to have images that are like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to have. But if it's just a photo and it doesn't really strike anything emotionally within you, then I find that they're really not as effective. We're going to try to get something that is more emotional. So I wanted to have a beautiful landscape behind this director's chair because that's what brings me peace and serenity. So we want to do that and we're going to see what comes up. Okay, so not bad, 4 different images and you can kind of pick the one that works best for you. So I do that, I'm just dragging it over and dropping right in that picture frame where the stock photo is currently. And it looks a little small and I want to change the text below it to my word agency. So I'm doing that. And because that's the only word I really want to focus on, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And because I want the word agency to stick out, I'm getting rid of all the text tags that are on this. And it's not quite what I want, so I'm going to make it a little bigger even. Sometimes you have to tinker around with some of these options. You can make them bigger, but sometimes the text works separately from the background. So you kind of have to, make each of them bigger in turn. It's not difficult, it's just a little fussy. All right, so now I'm gonna delete the photo that was below because I really want to see the entire director's chair. So I'm just moving the word down and then expanding the image so that more of it shows up in the center of this board. All right, that's not bad, but there's a lot of open space above that director's chair. So I think it might be better to have my word above the image in this case. So I'm just moving things around. And to move them around, you just click and drag. It's really super simple. All right, because I moved that, now I want to move some of the other images around just to better utilize the space. So we're going to go to the next frame and I'm going to start over. So I'm going to go back and enter a new prompt for the next picture that I want. And that next picture is a do not disturb sign. And that's because I want to be better about protecting my time this year. I do like to help people, but often we overdo that and then leave nothing for ourselves. No time, no energy. So there's 4 different do not disturb signs, and I like that one with the sort of bluish background because I already have some blue behind the director's chair. Go on to the next prompt. And sticking with that time theme, I want to search for an hourglass next. And that's not only to remind myself to, limit what other people want me to do for them, but to limit or be more mindful, I guess, of the time that I use myself. So I spend too much time watching TV, or I spend too much time scrolling on Facebook or playing a phone game. So I just want to be more mindful of my time and how I spend it. Not that I need to be productive 100% of the time, because that's not healthy either, but there's certainly a lot of time that I waste, and I really want to use that to achieve some of these goals for the year. So trying to better manage my time. All right, going on to the last photo. And here I'm going to put in a prompt about fiber arts, because knitting and crocheting is a big part of my life. Okay, so that's not bad. I do like the cable one. So I'm going to go to the 3 dots and say, show me more of that. So it'll generate other similar pictures. And those are better for me. So I'm going to pick this one in the lower left because it has very neat stitches. And if you're not a knitter or crocheter, that might not mean anything to you, but if you are, you know exactly what I mean. Having a perfect tension is kind of a goal of every knitter. Well, maybe not every knitter, but certainly if you aspire to have really nice products when you're done knitting, tension and perfect stitches is one of those things that is difficult to achieve, but beautiful when you do it. So I have that in my vision board as well. Now that doesn't perfectly match the colors of all the other photos, but you'll see that the little dots that were already there on the vision board, it kind of has that red dot that ties everything in. So nothing, it doesn't have to all be matchy-matchy, but you can, play around with that and make sure that it kind of all goes together. And when we're done, we want to make sure that we rename our file. We don't want it to be labeled as a template. So I'm just going to change mine to my vision board. You can put the year on it if you want, change it every year, change it every quarter. Sometimes quarterly is better because you can more intently focus on one particular area. Whereas if you're focusing for the whole year, sometimes you lose steam or there's just too many things that you're trying to focus on, and so you don't really achieve any one of those. So either way, whatever you prefer, you can do that. I'm going to save this as a PNG file. You saw that there are other options, but for a desktop image, PNG is the best one. So I'm going to save that to my downloads folder so that it's easy to find afterwards. And you'll see that it's listed right in the downloads folder up in the top right corner. The little arrow going into the open box. So you can click on that to see the image. And you want to make sure you save your work. And now you can see that image is in the downloads folder. Now, if you did want to do this as a craft, you could always save this or download it as a PDF file and print it out. And then you could cut out the images and paste them on your vision board. So we want to go down to the search bar in the bottom of your screen and type display settings. Once you get in there, on the left-hand side, you'll see personalization. Click on that, and then over on the right, you'll see backgrounds. That's where you can select your image by browsing photos. And you can see that this one kind of cut off the top of the vision board text, and it cut off some of the pictures on the side and at the bottom. So the framing doesn't really look too great on that. So again, we're going to go to the search bar, go to display settings. On the left, go to personalization, go to background, and beneath where you browse for the photo, there's an option for how you want it to show up on your screen. But we're going to change that to fit our screen. You'll see there are other options, and you can test them out and see how they look in the little demo that's up on the top of the screen. So you can kind of see what they're going to do. We're going to go with fit because that seemed to be the best option for getting it all on our screen. This is how it looks on our computer screen now. So it does cut off or smush in the sides a little bit, but I kind of like that it has that border because now my icons show up better on the top left. So the image doesn't interfere with the icons. So I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's a good way of having it on screen without taking up the entire screen. Congratulations! You just created a beautiful digital vision board and put it on your desktop computer so that you can see it every morning. I hope that this inspires you every day. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button to see our other videos as they come online, or hit the like button if you just enjoyed this one. I appreciate it all, and I appreciate you. Stay tuned next time to see how we use AI to get things done.